Go back to first class at CDM, first week or first opening day at Disneyland, is that right?
First graduating class at Corona, and then Disneyland, yeah, got dragged to that. And then
What do you remember from that?
not a whole lot. My
Did you
nephew,
see Walt?
I don't remember seeing Walt, probably did, but we were young, we were like, I don't know, 12 probably. So we weren't into seeing adults.
Did they have lines?
Yeah, they had lines. They had lines. You bet they had lines. But I mean, it was fun. It was really an exciting, like our parents told us, this is going to be a really exciting day, and it was. My dad had a Stevens cabin cruiser right across the bridge, and they used to come down on weekends and they'd commute because my dad worked in town. He worked at the produce market. He had his own produce business, and so they'd come down on the weekends. And so he finally said to my mom, "Would you like to me to buy a house down here for us?" And she went, "Yeah, So anyway, he bought the house at 1202. So then we went to Harbor Island Road. Not Harbor Island, because all my friends on Harbor Island would kid me. You're not actually on Harbor Island, we are. You're on Harbor Island Road, which was right across from Shark Island, where there was nothing. There was nothing on Shark Island when we lived on Harbor Island Road. And we'd swim across and, play on Harbor Island. We had a dock and boats, and, it was a great place to live. My dad went around to all the conventions buying all these trains, and he was paying top dollar for them. He's retired and he's having fun doing this. And they are people, all these guys in the train association, the TCA, are going, "Ralph Schisler is nuts. He's paying top dollar for all these." And my dad goes, "Wait till they want to buy him back. Wait till they want to buy him back." And you know what? He made a fortune. My dad was no dummy when it came to business.
What was it like growing up here? What was it like being in the first class at CDM? What are we talking? CDM Open 62. There you go.
60.
What was that like?
Oh, it's horrible. Oh no, it's serious. Because everybody, all our friends were at Harbor, and we loved Harbor. And my future husband, was at Harbor, and all of a sudden they ship us over. They go, it's a horrible thing to do to kids, it really is. All of a sudden they go, everybody east of the bridge, we were east of the bridge, all the incoming juniors to Harbor are gonna be the first graduating class at Corona. It's a horrible thing. And you know what, somebody at our reunion that I just went to said something that I never thought of, because I was telling her how horrible it was. And she said, "How do you think it was for us that you had to leave us, that you had to go over there and we didn't have you?" And I said, "I never thought of that. Being selfish, being a kid, I never thought of that." To this day, people say, "From where did you graduate?" And I'll say, "Harbor." I will not give it up. The older guys, the older surfer guys, they would take us out on their outriggers and, surfboards, and they were just really good to us. They were really neat guys. It was just a great place to grow up. And our whole block of Amethyst, on the corner, there was one house that all the surfers rented. So we had it really good. And then the whole block, everybody knew everybody. So it was just, they'd all come to, we called it our beach because we had the Bayfront house. Fashion Island wasn't here. There was no financial center. So you couldn't make a living down here.
No, you just played down here.
Yeah, so luckily he was okay with, commuting. He put a gun under the seat and would drive, can I say that? And would drive up to, to LA, and then he'd come home with, got all this freshest fruit, and he and Jimmy would do business at the,
Pavilion.
market spot, yeah. So anyway, they had a good thing going. My best friend introduced me to him as the guy that she was going to marry, and she ended up being my matron of honor. But
After you stole the love of her life.
well, I didn't steal him. He stole me. I didn't want him. I had a boyfriend. I didn't need another one.
What did John Webster do?
But not much. But we had gone together, for 10 years. I said, okay, John, it's time to get married. And he said, okay. And I said, I kind of want to be a June bride. I said, I think that'd be kind of cool. And he said, well, actually, August is better for me. And I'm going, what's the difference? It's 2 more months of being on the beach, playing volleyball, surfing, I go, whatever. When you get married, you don't live in Dover Shores or Big Corona no, we lived in a 1-bedroom apartment in East Bluff.
So you worked for Mr. Ammons.
Good for you. Howard was John's dad's best friend, and he was a sailor, and the 3 of them would go out on the Sirius, and it was just a great life. I mean, they were with Howard when he died over in Europe. He died in my mother-in-law's arms. Yeah, he was a nice guy, and smart guy.
How long were you a stockbroker?
About 20 years, I guess. Started out in Corona Del Mar, and then they opened the financial center with the porpoises on it or whatever, so we moved up there. And Hornblower Weeks, that was the name of the firm that opened there.
Were you a good stockpicker?
Yeah, I like to think I was.
What were the things you enjoyed most about being in Newport Beach?
Just everything. And we just had such a good time together. Just being together. There's just no place like this.